Hey there, it's been a while since I've talked to you on this channel. I hope you've been well. If you're a beginner artist who is looking to finally sell your paintings, or a beginner muralist still unsure about how to price your murals, this video is for you. I'll be touching on how to gain experience in the field, how to balance affordability with fair compensation, and some concrete examples of pricing structures that you can adopt. As exciting as the painting process is, I'll be the first to admit it, pricing your work can be the most daunting part of being a career artist. Because our instinct and desire as artists are to make our creations accessible to clients, the fear of losing a potential job can often lead us to underprice our work. In the early days, your primary focus might be on expanding your portfolio, gaining experience in that awful concept of exposure, rather than making a profit. Before I started my mural business, I had spent over 2 years covering my whole house in murals. That was my apprenticeship in mural painting, as it were. I had the Beatles mural, the Rainforest mural, Nightmare Before Christmas mural, Crystal Dragon Cave, and others. So I had started out with a decent portfolio, but even with a few murals and a couple of years of experience in my past, I was still willing to accept any job that covered my material costs, knowing that there's always more experience to gain, and word of mouth is one of the best ways to gain new commissions. Truth is, I had to get out of the house. I didn't have anything else to do with my time anyway, and I had run out of walls. It took many years, almost a decade, to learn and understand that properly charging for the value of my time and expertise is crucial for sustainable growth. Each mural requires not only the cost of supplies, but also the investment of hours spent researching, planning, sketching, executing the design, and often the cost of traveling. As I became more experienced, I learned the importance of pricing my work in a way that reflects both the quality of my art and the dedication it requires. But how do you balance affordability with fair compensation? Well, it's essential to communicate the value of custom murals to clients, highlighting the unique skills and vision that go into each piece. This insight helped me to establish a pricing structure that not only covers my costs, but also respects my time and artistic contribution. Pricing your mural work involves several key considerations to ensure you reflect the true value of your artistry. Start by calculating the cost of materials such as paint, brushes, and protective coatings, as well as any necessary equipment rentals. Next, take into account the time you'll spend on the project, including design hours and the actual painting process, and determine an hourly wage that reflects your skill level and experience. Additionally, research similar artworks in your local market or online to gauge a competitive yet fair pricing structure. Every state and region is different, so the prices will vary a bit depending on where you live. Finally, consider factors such as the size and complexity of the mural, location accessibility, and potential additional costs for travel or permits, incorporating all these elements into a comprehensive quote that accurately represents your work. Remember, pricing is not purely about covering costs. It also reflects your artistic journey and growth. Be prepared to adjust your prices as your skills improve and your portfolio expands. Balancing these elements will help you establish a fair price that gives recognition to your work while remaining accessible to potential clients. How do you work with the client's budget? Okay, I hear you thinking, what if the client's budget is way lower than what you quoted them? Or even worse, they won't get back to you at all. Sadly, that happens very often, and it's because most people have little idea of what custom murals should cost. When working with the client's art budget, it's essential to understand their financial limitations and specific goals for the project. Open communication allows for a clear outline of what is feasible within the budget. Propose options that align with both their vision and their available funds, whether it's simplifying the design or reducing the size of the mural. Consider offering tiered pricing for different levels of craftsmanship or detail, ensuring that the client feels they're making informed choices. Collaborating closely throughout the process can help to fine-tune the project while respecting budget constraints, ultimately leading to a successful outcome that satisfies both the creative vision and financial requirements. What if I have a complex style of painting that takes a lot of time? Well, staying true to your specific style, especially one that prioritizes highly detailed and complex designs, can create challenges when faced with requests for simplicity. It can be daunting to deliver a product that feels diminished compared to your capabilities and artistic vision. As an artist, it's essential to recognize your value and the unique perspective you bring to your work. Over time, as you hone your craft and build a reputation, it becomes increasingly feasible to selectively choose projects that resonate with your style and creative intentions. This discernment helps to preserve the integrity of your artistry and aligns your work with clients who appreciate and are willing to invest in your distinct approach. Declining projects that do not align with your price structure or aesthetic is a necessary step in establishing your professional boundaries. It reinforces the importance of authenticity in your work and builds a portfolio that reflects your true artistic identity. What if this mural is a very attractive idea, but the client just doesn't have the budget? Compromising on price for a project that ignites passion can be a nuanced decision. It's not uncommon to feel that the satisfaction derived from crafting something beautiful and meaningful can surpass the immediate benefits of a full financial return. However, this approach comes with its intricacies. When you take on projects at a reduced rate, it might lead to a fluctuation in cash flow, impacting the ability to manage bills and sustain a business. It can also set a precedent that complicates future negotiations, as clients might come to expect discounted rates for similarly engaging projects. Reinforcing boundaries around pricing while remaining open to occasional flexibility might strike the right balance. Ultimately, weighing the intrinsic value of a project against practical needs is key to making an informed decision. But if you came here just to get some concrete numbers, here are a couple of pricing methods you can try. The square foot method is a widely accepted pricing strategy for mural artists. This approach allows for a flexible pricing range, typically between $7 to $10 per square foot for larger, simpler designs, escalating to $35 to $50 per square foot for smaller and more intricate artworks. The complexity of the design significantly influences the final pricing. A mural with fine details, multiple colors, or a unique artistic style often warrants a higher rate due to the increased time and skill required for execution. Conversely, larger murals with simpler patterns can be completed more quickly, leading to a lower price per square foot. Establishing the right pricing can be challenging initially. It requires a little experience to accurately assess the complexity of a project and determine the appropriate rate. As you gain familiarity with various designs and their respective demands, finding that magic number for each mural will become more intuitive. The rate per hour method. For this one, you think how much you want to be paid per hour and approximate the number of hours the mural would take, and then add the cost of supplies and travel, and you have your mural price. To calculate the price of a mural using the rate per hour method, begin by determining your desired hourly wage that reflects your experience, the complexity of the project, and the local market standards. Next, estimate the total number of hours this mural will take. This depends on the size and complexity of the mural, surface preparation and priming, final touches, varnishing, and cleanup. Once you have your estimated hours, multiply this figure by your hourly wage to determine the labor cost. Then factor in expenses for supplies such as paint, brushes, rollers, protective gear, drop cloths, and tape. Also, you can include any travel costs if the mural is located away from your base. Add together the labor costs, supply expenses, and travel costs to arrive at the final price for your mural. This method ensures a comprehensive approach to pricing, aligning your compensation with the work and materials involved in the project. The rate per day method streamlines the mural painting process, particularly for experienced artists who have honed their intuition regarding project timelines. This approach allows you to estimate the time needed to complete a mural based on your past experiences rather than getting bogged down in meticulous calculations of hours and square footage. To effectively implement this method, start by measuring the square footage of the wall that will be painted. This measurement provides a baseline estimate and helps you gauge the complexity of the mural. Once you have determined the square footage, reflect on similar projects you've completed in the past. Assess how many takes it took you to finish those murals and identify any variances based on complexity or technique. This will help you establish a daily rate of progress that feels comfortable and realistic for you. Add a buffer to account for unexpected challenges or artistic decisions that may extend the timeline. By relying on your experience and intuition, you can focus more on the creative aspects of mural painting, instead of getting tied up in the nitty-gritty of counting hours and measuring every inch. Ultimately, the rate per day method enables a smoother workflow and enhances your overall painting experience. Well, this was it for today, and I hope this video was helpful to you, and I'll see you back here soon. Stay creative and trust the flow, my friend.
Oye, mi gente, mira, dale. Así. Ahora estamos en flow, para que sepa. Miguelito, Master One. Oye. Menea la mamita, ese baile sabrosito. Mantente cerca de mí, pura bellaca, vibra chuki. Ey, cúrame esta noche, no te vayas lejos de aquí. Juca de piña no se tose, mi cordura ya.